Currently, there are 21 million people living in Florida, 328 million living in the United States, and nearly 7.7 billion people in the entire world. There are so many of us with different cultures, different backgrounds, and yet one thing that connects almost all of us is a disdain for homework. Why do I even have to do this, or what's the point of this, are questions hundreds of students ask every single day, every hour even. And you still ask this question, and it's a valid question to ask. On average, the school day in the United States is around 7 hours. For 7 hours, students are working hard and broadening their horizons. So why, after all this studying and familiarizing themselves with new curriculum, do we ask students to work, even at home? Why not let them do various tasks of their own choosing, or even no tasks if that is what they so wish? Many experts are starting to question the reason behind any homework at all. They're starting to realize how detrimental it could be towards children and young adults' mental health. The negative impact on children of all ages is enough reason for anyone to question the reason behind homework. Now, typically, when you imagine a kindergartner, you think of a small child, maybe 4, 5. Depending on your opinion of children, this image can either be disgusting, adorable. Regardless of your opinion, we tend to think of these children as energetic and curious. Now, around this time, children are starting to get their first homework assignments. To us, it may not be that big of a deal. Maybe a little worksheet on numbers or colors. This is knowledge we know. We deal with these things every single day. It's nothing new to us. But for these children, it's a big adjustment. They're getting new knowledge every single day. And of course, they have to adjust to the workload. A little practice on newfound knowledge is never a bad thing. However, in the capacity, that's what matters. The capacity of which these children are getting their homework, this practice in, could be terrible. Studies show that the average kindergartner is getting around 25 minutes of homework. However, standards set by organizations such as the NEA, or National Education Association, say that they should be getting none. Children should have time to be children. These children are young and impressionable, and quite frankly, they'll do what they want. They should have room. I think the term, "let kids be kids," perfectly summarizes this situation. Now, let's up the age a bit. Now, when you imagine an elementary school student, or even a middle schooler, maybe a preteen, you imagine someone a bit more mature than a kindergartner. We place a bit more responsibility on them. However, we still ultimately see them as what they are, children. According to an informative article posted by a website dedicated to the health of children, perfectly named Children's Health, on average, around the age of 6 is when children start an extracurricular, maybe a sport. Now, these things are typically of a child's choosing. This is what they choose, and it's a good way to have them commit to something that feels a bit less forced than school. Now, during elementary school, a child's time to play and have fun are beginning to get a little bit more limited. And a recess lasts on average 30 minutes. Meanwhile, the rest of the day is devoted to studying and doing schoolwork. And yet, at home, they are asked to complete more work. If a child is motivated, or included rather, in an extracurricular, they often spend a bit of time practicing their skills, doing something they genuinely enjoy doing. That is beneficial to their health and their growth. Assigning more homework adds more stress. Referencing an article written by Sandra Levy, kids who were early in elementary school received about 3 times the amount recommended homework. This added stress at home. In addition to this new stress of sports or raised expectations can be terrible for a child's health. Children, even as they get older, still need to have room to grow. Now, homework affects students of all ages. There could be a whole other speech simply focusing on the effects of homework on older kids, high school students, or even college level students. However, I just think in order to potentially make things better for the older kids, attention must first be brought to the younger students. Homework should not be assigned to students, definitely not in its current capacity. The negative effects for it far outweigh the benefits.